Hare Krishna, Prabhu, yes.
So thank you very much for coming, attending this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam and how we can apply in our daily lives as well. So it's a good study process. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, the appearance of Śukadeva Gosvāmī, text number 35. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udvayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. So before we proceed, I just wanted to quickly recap. So this chapter is entitled The Appearance of Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So we are on verse number 35. So verses 32 to 40 describes the feeling grateful and how Parikshit Maharaj inquires from Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So he's being very grateful to Śukadeva Gosvāmī, and then he is trying to submissively inquire. So verses 32 and 34, he glorifies Śukadeva Gosvāmī's presence. And 35 to 36 is inspired by Krishna, that he's saying that you have voluntarily come here. So we are on 35 today. So how Parikshit Maharaj is kind of receiving Śukadeva Gosvāmī by glorifying him. The text number 35. Api me Bhagavan Pritaha Krishna Pandu Suta Priyaha Paitris Vaseya Prityartham Tadgotrasyata Bandavaha. Api me Bhagavan Pritaha Krishna Pandu Suta Priyaha Paitris Vaseya Prityartham Tadgotrasyata Bandavaha. Api me Bhagavan Pritaha Krishna Pandusuta Priyaha Paitris Vaseya Prityartham Tadgotrasyata Bandavaha. Synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, I.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Api, definitely. Me, unto me, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Pritaha, pleased, Krishnaha, the Lord, Pandusutta, the sons of King Pandu, Priyaha, dear, Paitri, in relation with the father, Svasya, the sons of the sister, Priti, satisfaction, Artham, in the matter of, Tat, their, Gotrasya, of the descendant, Atta, accepted, Bandavaha, as a friend. Translation. Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is very dear to the sons of King Pandu, has accepted me as one of those relatives just to please his great cousins and brothers. Would anyone like to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Purport. A pure and exclusive devotee of the Lord serves his family interest more dexterously than others who are attached to illusory family affairs. Generally, people are attached to family matters, and the whole economic impetus of human society is moving under the influence of family affection. Such deluded persons have no information that one can render better service to the family by becoming a devotee of the Lord. The Lord gives special protection to the family members and descendants of a devotee, even though such members are themselves non-devotees. Maharaj Prahlad was a great devotee of the Lord, but his father Hiranyakashipu was a great atheist and declared enemy of the Lord. But despite all this, Hiranyakashipu was awarded salvation due to his being the father of Maharaj Prahlad. The Lord is so kind that he gives all protection to the family members of his devotee, and thus the devotee has no need to bother about his family members, even if one leaves such family members aside to discharge devotional service. Maharaj Yudhishthir and his brothers were the sons of Kunti, the paternal aunt of Lord Krishna, and Maharaj Parikshit admits the patronage of Lord Krishna because of his being the only grandson of the great Pandavas. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So just probably. So the translation once again. Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is very dear to the sons of King Pandu, has accepted me as one of those relatives just to please his great cousins and brothers. So let's recite the Mangala Charan. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmanitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Tamal Krishna Gosvāmī Niti Namane. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so in this verse, there are key themes that come out in the purport, which Srila Prabhupada has mentioned. So I was looking at the purport, and there's at least there are 4 themes that come out. First one is devotional service benefits the whole family. It might not be in order, but this is what Srila Prabhupada is talking about in the purport. And the second one is the example given of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. Third one is devotees serve family better than materialists. And the fourth one is Krishna's personal relationships with his devotees, or with the devotees, or with the families of his devotees. So let's unpack each one of these themes. First one is devotional service benefits the whole family. So here, Srila Prabhupada is indicating in the purport that a sincere devotee doesn't just uplift themselves, they elevate their entire lineage. So even if the family members are not devotees, like we saw in the example of Prahlad Maharaj, like Hiranyakashipu, they still receive the special protection and spiritual benefit due to the devotee's connection with the Lord. So I'll go with the next one because they are connected. So the example of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. So we all know Hiranyakashipu, what kind of person he was. Like, despite being such a staunch atheist, if you like, an enemy of the Lord. Can you imagine someone being the enemy of the Supreme Lord? What position does that person hold? Hiranyakashipu was like that. Ravana was like that. Kansa was like that. But still, the Lord was very merciful to them. So Hiranyakashipu was granted salvation simply because he was the father of Prahlad Maharaj. So somehow or the other, if we are connected to a devotee, then our life is successful. So this illustrates that how compassionate the Lord is. Lord's compassionate nature towards the relatives of his devotees, towards his devotees, even if some members are not devotees themselves. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport in this Leela in Canto 7 that 14 generations are delivered. And the Lord Krishna himself promises in Bhagavad Gita, Nama Bhakta Pranashyati. This is kind of one of the first shlokas I kind of learned when I was in the medical school. That we had so many if questions, because we were kind of scientific students. So we wanted to know what if, how, this and that. So one devotee came and said, you just go and study Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 31. So I went and looked up, and it said, Shiparam bhavati dharmatma sajvas santim gacchati kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna says, "O son of Kunti, declare it boldly." And he says, the devotee quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. You have lasting peace. And I said, "Oh, son of Kunti, declare it boldly." Declare what? That my devotee never perishes. So when I read this verse, the translation and what Srila Prabhupada said in the purport, I said, wow, this is powerful, very powerful. That if we become devotee of Krishna, whatever happens, Krishna will save us. And not only us, but Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, 14 generations will be delivered. So this is a special protection only Lord Sri Krishna promises to give to his devotees and to the family members of his devotees. So we can see that in the story of Hiranyakashipu here, he got the boon, he did tapasya, right? He got the boon from Lord Brahma. But let's see how Lord Vishnu, just for the satisfaction of his devotee, how he outsmarted and defeated Hiranyakashipu, right? So like the boons were, for example, he asked that no human or animal could kill him. And how did Krishna outsmart him? He took the form of Nrsimha, half man, half lion. So it's neither human nor animal, right? Second one was he could not be killed, I could not be killed in daytime or nighttime. He was killed at twilight, which is neither day nor night. And third one, he was saying that I can't be killed inside or outside. So Krishna, Lord Vishnu, he appeared as Nrsimha there, then he was killed on the threshold of his palace, right? Which is neither inside nor outside. And the next one was that no weapon could kill him. So Lord Nrsimha, they used his clothes, which are considered weapons in a traditional sense. But then he used his clothes. So this way we can see. Now, yesterday's class, somebody mentioned that Mahavatar Nrsimha movie is there. So you're welcome to watch it if you like. But here we can see, just to protect his devotee, just to keep the promise to his devotees, whatever Lord Krishna, whatever Lord promises to do for his devotee, one way or the other, the Lord will go out of his way to keep that promise, to defend the devotee, to protect the devotee. Even in the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna protected the Pandavas. So here we can see, no matter how big the demon may be, Krishna will always outsmart the demon. And we should also see that by the process of devotional service, all these demonic qualities which are within our hearts as well, they're wiped out at once. So Prahlad was standing there with a garland. When his father was being killed by Lord Nrsimhadev, he was standing there with a smile and a garland to garland Nrsimhadev. Now, how many of us would be happy to see our family being killed and will stand there with a smile and a garland? Not many of us, right? Maybe some of us. So we can see that a devotee's relationship with the Lord is direct. And that's how Krishna reciprocates as well. He directly reciprocates with the devotee, depending on our degree of surrender. So when Nrsimhadev killed Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj did not ask anything for himself. But what did he ask? He said, "My dear Lord, please ensure me that my father will be delivered." Such a noble son was Prahlad Maharaj, right? Even though his father harassed him so much trouble Prahlad Maharaj had to go through because of his father. In the end, he said, "Please deliver my father." And Lord Nrsimhadev Tathastu. Don't worry, 14 generations will be delivered because you are a devotee. Right? So sometimes we have these questions. How do we deal with some of the family members or friends who we may interact with, on a regular basis, who are unfavorable, who might not have these divine qualities of devotees or of the Lord? How do we deal with them? And if they're not really favorable, atheistic or whatever nature they might have possessed, still we can learn from examples that we can be compassionate, we can be merciful. And Srila Prabhupada said, what to give them? He said, give them an ISKCON bullet in their mouth. No, we don't kill them. We give them Krishna Prasad. Yes, Krishna Prasad. So, the tongue has two purposes, talk and taste, right? We like to talk, we like to chat, and then we like to taste nice things. But what do we talk about? And what do we taste? That depends on us. We have that independence. Krishna has given us. So there's a nice verse, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 17.136. I think this verse is also mentioned in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. So, Athasi Krishna Namadi na bhavid graham indriyahi sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spritiyadaha. So here, the material senses, it cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, it cannot appreciate Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's pastimes. But once it's awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders some service to Lord Krishna and his devotees in a submissive way, then this particular soul is able to relish Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. And here I say, Sevan Mukhe hi jivado, and it starts with the tongue. So tongue to chant the Lord's holy names, to glorify Krishna and his devotee and Lord Krishna's pastimes, and then taste the remnants of the Lord's food. This is how the tongue is purified. And when the tongue is purified, your belly is purified, genitals all in one line, and the senses are controlled, the mind is controlled, and the intelligence is used in Krishna's service. The other day, Sakira Prabhu was giving a nice class, 14 qualities of a guru, and then 15 qualities of a disciple. And the first and foremost quality he mentioned was, a disciple is intelligent. And Srila Prabhupada always said this to his disciples, you go on spreading this Krishna consciousness movement with your intelligence. And that intelligence, we must always remember, also comes from Krishna. It's not our own intelligence. The moment we say, we are doing this, we get puffed up, right? But the moment we say, oh Krishna, oh my Guru Maharaj, I am just a puppet, just an instrument in your service. Then we gradually come to understand who Krishna really is. So, Sevan Mukhehi Jivado. We can start today, and nicely. Always take Krishna Prasada. Take some sankalpa, take some vow that this is how my spiritual life will go on. See, we have two aspects to our life, the conditional life and the constitutional life, right? Conditional life is mentioned in the purport as well, that we do all these activities for ourselves, for our families. And the constitutional life is, what is our actual swadharma? What is our spiritual duty? It's just like two tracks on the railway. And if you move on both the tracks, our life will be balanced. If we go one more, one less, the life will be off balance. People always ask, how do we balance our material and spiritual lives? This is how we do it. A conditional life and constitutional life should go hand in hand. But if conditional life goes ahead, one thing Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport is about family attachments. So we'll come back to these four themes. So the first one was devotional service benefits the whole family, and the example was given of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. The third theme is devotees serve family better than materialists. So most people are deeply entangled in family affairs. We all are, right, to some extent, here or there. So we are driven by affection, our economic needs, dharma, artha, kama. But very few of us focus on moksha, how we can get liberated from this material entanglement. This material world is like a cobweb, if you like. If you have ever cleaned a cobweb, the more you clean, what happens? The more it sticks to your hand, right? So the material world is like a big cobweb as well. The more we try to enjoy in this material world, the more we get stuck into it. But a devotee, by focusing on spiritual service, actually serves their family more effectively. How? If we become a devotee, as we hear in Prahlad Maharaj's Leela, Srila Prabhupada says 14 generations are delivered. So even if somebody doesn't become a devotee, but if we become a devotee, Lord Krishna is so merciful that the other persons will get benefit as well. The other persons will, because by doing this, we are doing the ultimate welfare. Sometimes people ask devotees, what's the welfare activity you're doing for the people, for the society, for the community? This is the best welfare activity, Srila Prabhupada says. If we can save someone from this repeated cycle of birth and death, I mean, what can be more higher welfare activity than this, right? That means you have saved the soul from this repeated cycle of birth and death. That's the best thing we can do to someone. Now, when you go on Harinam's book distribution, prasad distribution, somehow or other, please, we can make sure that we just bring that person somehow or other in touch with Krishna or his devotees. That's what we have to do. Just connect, and the magic will happen. You'll see the magic will happen. So Krishna's, the fourth one, theme which come out is Krishna's personal relationships. So Lord Krishna's affection for the Pandavas extends to their descendants as well. So Maharaj Parikshit, now being the son of Abhimanyu, he acknowledges that his own spiritual fortune, this is very important. He acknowledges sometimes we might get this spiritual fortune as well. And we might say, oh, we have built this. So here we can see from the example of Maharaj Parikshit, he acknowledges that this spiritual fortune, which is given to him, is not because of his personal merit, but due to his divine connection with his family, his lineage, and ultimately to Lord Krishna. Even though King Parikshit was a Raja Rishi, but in his humble opinion, with his humility, he's saying, I have been given this. The spiritual mercy descends like this. It comes down due to the divine connection. So the themes that come out is devotional service benefits the whole family. We have seen in the example of Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu, how the devotees serve their family members better. If we surrender to Mukunda, the giver of liberation, Krishna takes care of everything. And then Krishna's personal relationships, how Krishna is so merciful, so compassionate, and how we can be connected in the lineage as well. So the spiritual takeaway is that this purport beautifully highlights the power of pure devotion, how it not only transforms the devotee, but also it just ripples outward. Right? If you throw a stone in the pond of water, you see the ripple effect, right? So how this devotion of a devotee, it ripples outward, touching and uplifting those connected to them. So if anybody comes in contact with the devotee in that ripple, they get the benefit. And it's a reminder that the best way to save loved ones, our family members, is to deepen our own relationship with the Lord. So if we deepen our own relationship with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, then all the other family members also get the benefit. So Parikshit Maharaj's life also teaches us from this purport here and this verse how devotion and humility is quite powerful. How Parikshit Maharaj, he could have counteracted the case, but no, in the humble opinion, he chose the option of death, and then Srimad Bhagavatam appeared. How forgiveness and wisdom in dealing with adversaries. So we are thrown into deep end almost every day, but how we can surrender to Krishna more and more by Kunti Maharani prays. And how spiritual surrender in the face of death. If somebody is, we don't know when we're going to die. So the devotee should always be ready every day, right? So if we face the death, we are ready. And how the transformative power of hearing about the Lord, how it really goes through the ears into the heart, and then it purifies from inside out. So I'd just like to end here with 3 P's from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So most of the times, we talk about our past, our present, and our future as well. Right? We have so many questions. If we had done any better in our past, what can we do in our present? And what about our future? Now we can say, there's a saying that we can't change the past, but we can ruin a perfectly good present by worrying about the future, right? So we can't change the past, it's happened, but we can ruin the present by worrying about the future. So what Prabhu is saying is about past, present, and future as well, and how Parikshit Maharaj relates to this, and how we all can relate to us in our daily lives as well. The Prabhu is saying, understanding karma makes us peaceful about our past. So that's the first P, peaceful, right? So understanding karma makes us peaceful about our past. If you just accept it, what happened, you'll be peaceful. Second, embracing dharma makes us purposeful in our present. What is the purpose of life? So if you embrace dharma, dharma will guide us and mold us our lives in such a way that it becomes purposeful and meaningful. So embracing dharma makes us purposeful in our present. And thirdly, third P is cultivating bhakti. If you cultivate bhakti, it makes us powerful for the future. So we have past, present, and future. So understanding karma makes us peaceful about our past. Embracing dharma makes us purposeful in our present. And cultivating bhakti makes us powerful for the future, because the bhakti will protect us, whatever we're doing now, and it will also safeguard and make our life better, not only this life, but the life in future as well. So thank you very much for your kind attention, dear devotees. If anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to mute and say. If not, then I pray that we all have a nice Krishna conscious day, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you.